What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. New level 4 monster was revealed, I believe it's like a Vjump promo. It was revealed yesterday. The Keeper of Dragonic Magic. It's quite of an okay card, like upon summon you can search any polymerization or fusion card. Well, a normal fusion card that is normal polymerization and add it from your deck to your hand. That's good, but its restrictions are kinda high, since as you know, as soon as you use its effect you can only fusion summon for that particular turn. So no link shenanigans. And it also has like a debris dragon effect of special summoning a particular fusion monster from your graveyard into face down defense position. You can still use them for the fusion summon, but yeah, it seems that this card is pretty much made for like Dark Magicians, so it seems like appropriate to, you know, test this particular card in the archetype. So let's see a couple of example duels. Okay, first example, again play this against a couple of decks. First of all, you have Burning Abyss here, getting to start, and well, I think one of the advantages that at least this particular card, your Keeper, gives this gives your Dark Magicians the biggest advantage of, you know, opening your fusion monster, your Dragonic. Again, I think that's fine. Again, protecting your back row, since that's still one of this deck's biggest weaknesses of, you know, first of all, getting to that dark magic circle, for example, and if you have that, then it's still, you know, the big problem of, you know, your opponent having like Disruption, Ghost Ogre, for example, or Cyclone, Twin Twister, you know, that delicious stuff to get rid of your, yeah, of your circle, right? And then the fusion monster comes into play after that, or, you know, protecting your back row, that is. And on top of that, it's like a Dark Magician on its own, so I think it's still fine. But then again, its biggest restriction of, you know, if you're using your Keeper's effect during that particular turn, no extra deck summons, bar of course the fusion summon. And well, that's okay. I tried something like Red Eyes earlier, but that wasn't working out too well. In Dark Magicians it seems a little bit more appropriate, right, to run it. It's also like a dragon type, so that can potentially come into play. I was also, well, I wanted to try out something like the Strudel and like maybe Ancient Fairy Dragon, you know, popping your own Ravine, or, you know, your opponent's field spell to search out something like Fusion Gate for the fusion summon. That's definitely an option, or maybe something like a Dark Worm engine, and eventually go for the Strudel as well to go for maybe Ancient Fairy Dragon, or what is it called, the Odd Eyes? Is it Meteor Burst that special summons like a Pendulum monster? And, you know, your Dark Worm can search a level 7 Pendulum monster from your deck, so that can potentially lead to a rank 7 play. And again, Tomahawk is still legal in, well, in Link format, right? And, you know, you can do, of course, a lot of shenanigans featuring Tomahawk and a rank 7 oriented build. We'll have an example later here in the video. But again, Pendulum Magicians was able to start, and nope, Pendulum Magicians are still too strong. And as I think I said before, is that this new Keeper, this new monster, doesn't really, you know, solve the core problems of Dark Magicians. Again, it doesn't really help establishing your big board, as in, well, establishing your big board with your combo pieces, right? With your circle, for example. Okay, you have like a big fusion beatstick on your side of the field that protects your back row, but again, it doesn't search your circle, it doesn't set up your grave, your hand, maybe if you have a Magician Navigation, for example. So it's more of a gimmicky card to add in your main. It's a decent card, but again, it's not enough to push this deck like, you know, on the top. Another example against Burning Abyss as well. Again, if you're able to start and have the Magician Circle, have your, what's it called, Eternal Soul, well, that's Eternal Soul is much better, I believe, compared to Navigation. I mean, Navigation always gets like Ash Blossomed, like always, and, you know, Eternal Soul is like once per turn and searching out your Dark Magic attack. It's Dark Magic attack, right? The Harpy's Feather Duster, again, can be clutch against a back row heavy deck. Here I still have the Eternal Soul effect, yep, that should be GG well played. Another example against ABCs, I think I get to start again, yeah, opening with double level 6 Apprentice Illusion Magician, Monster Reborn, glad that it's back here for this particular deck, again, giving you more special summons and potentially digging towards like Yeah, maybe a rank 7 exceed play, and first turn, that's quite good. Again, Tomahawk for multiple tokens and some Link shenanigans for something like Skull Deed. At some point I was still playing Solemn Judgment. Judgment can be good, of course, against something like Evenly Matched. Well, talking about evenly matched going second, you can definitely slap in 3 of those evenly matched. But yeah, after some time, I'm not really sure about the Solemn Brigades. I do main like multiple, well, Ash Blossoms, definitely, Ghost Ogres as well, but you don't really want to, you know, drop too many engine cards, and Dark Magicians is already a frail archetype, so I don't think you want to run too many back rows and hand traps, right? You don't really have the space for that. So it's not really, well, I'm not really sure if you want to like main deck multiple hand traps alongside the Solemn Brigade. That's what I want to say. So that's again up to you. Same for Pot of Desires, right? Due to the new Keeper, I'm not running Pot of Desires in the main deck, but again, Desires, getting that extra +1 out of it, more card options, more possible plays you can do. I think that's worth it, right? With although the small risk of potentially banishing like 1 or maybe 2, maybe 3 worst case scenario Dark Magicians. Anyway, his opening move quite decent, but again, Dark Magic attack, searching in the end phase, right? But again, no circle, I believe was no circle, or was he able to stop it? Not really sure. Anyway, have a Keeper again. Is somewhat of a decent follow-up play, but nope. I run into the Solemn Strike, and that's, again, a game over. GG, well played, right? And now he can establish his big board, go for the Clifford Genius, and I believe Tornado Dragon as well, to free, and, well, yeah, right, to pop the back row and pretty much safely go for ABC Dragon Buster and eventually go for a game. So again, yeah, heavily, you know, relying on your normal summon. Still one of this deck's biggest weaknesses. Again, another example, against Lightsworn, 40-ish cards built, yeah, 40 card build, should be around 40 cards, right, 44, yeah, or 43, no, indeed, 44 cards. At some point I was also playing Dark Magic Veil, I believe the card name is, like a monster, semi-monster reborn, right? But again, I'm not really sure. Okay, you can definitely go for Tomahawk because of this. Well, if you have like another level 7, right, on the field, but with something like Navigation or Eternal Soul, that's not really too hard, right? Getting those 2 level 7 monsters on the field. Multiple options, Ebon Illusion Magician, Big Eye as well. But of course, if you see the opportunity not being able to OTK your opponent, you can definitely go for Tomahawk. And I think, yeah, again, depending on the situation, possibly go for Skull Deed and getting the 4 draws. Again, replenishing your hand and potentially, you know, drawing more hand traps. Or, well, into defense, or yeah, possible combo pieces, again, depending on your hand. His field isn't really that strong, so I can eventually, well, rip his field apart and, again, attack for a game. I believe it does have a Fairy Tail, but that's not really too handy with the Eternal Soul phase up, so this should be GG. I believe the last example, yeah, it should be the last example. I'm only mid-decking double Allure. It's kind of strange if you're like opening with multiple Allure of Darkness, but again, that's up to you, player preference, right, of playing multiple Allure of Darkness. Quite a decent opening move. You know, normal summon your Keeper, discard your Dark Magician, and yeah, go for the Fusion Summon. And Fusion Substitute being in your grave can lead to another potential draw, right? Sending back a Fusion monster. I was also playing at some point, what is it called? That Magicalize Fusion or something like that. You know, it can eventually summon like Quintet Magician, but I'm not really sure about Quintet Magician. I believe there was one of the replays. Okay, it's like a huge beat stick, but it will only get like its nuke effect when you use like 5 different spellcasters, if I'm not mistaken. And in this particular build, I believe I do run 5 different spellcasters in the main deck, but that's not really too optimal. But again, I think it's okay, right, to run multiple fusion cards, maybe the Magicalized Fusion, the Quintet in the extra deck as well. You do have the space for that, but this Trudeau is something I might main deck Darkworm Engine for more rank 7 plays. Definitely an option. Desire, the Solemn Brigade are things you can definitely main deck. Not really a huge fan of Eye of Timaeus, not searchable, and that's also one of the biggest weaknesses of Keeper, is that, nope, it's sadly not searchable. But yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. So again, if you have any like opinions about this deck, like always, feel free to leave them down below. Future Fusion is a little bit too slow, but yeah, again, if you want to, you can definitely main deck that with maybe Quintet Magician. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks so much, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.